Welcome to the electronics workshop. In this workshop, we will be explaining you the basic components used for making the electronics circuits. Then the session will be followed by small setups where you can experience the output in the form of light or sound. The first basic component is a breadboard. This breadboard is used for mounting the circuits. In this breadboard, you can see the small dots horizontally and vertically. If we look at the middle section, these horizontally these dots are connected or shorted together. But these two vertically dots, if we see, they are different connections. So for making the connections, we make use of these dots for making the connections. If we look at this side, these all vertical dots are shorted together the way they are shorted horizontally. We can check it with the help of a multimeter. So this sound shows that these 2 points are shorted. If we make a connection with any other point like this, we don't hear a sound. That is an indicator that these 2 points are not shorted. The next component is a resistor, which can be used for making various connections. Now to get the value of the resistor, we can again use the multimeter to get the readings. So this is showing that this is a resistor of 1K. As per the range, the value is decided. The next component is a potentiometer, which is similar to a resistor, but this is a 3-terminal device with a wiper. This helps us to control the resistance between the 2 terminals. So there are 3 terminals. This is connected to the middle one. So as I vary this, the resistance between 0.1 and 0.2 and 0.2 and 0.3 will vary. So this is used for making the connections in a circuit where you want to have a variable resistance. The next device is a LDR. This is a light detector resistor. The resistance of this resistor varies with the change in the light intensity. So this is also used in circuits to sense the light. This is a thermistor. The resistance of this thermistor changes with the temperature. As the temperature is increased, the resistance reduces. This is a diode. With this silver lining, the anode, and the other part is the cathode. So accordingly, we make the connections. This anode, silver lining is anode, and this black body is the cathode. LED is a form of a diode which glows when the circuit is completed. So in this, you will have one terminal long and the other short. The longer terminal is anode and the shorter terminal is cathode. This is a transistor, which is a 3-terminal device. The 3 terminals are emitter, base and collector. Now if we hold this transistor like this with the C, the first terminal is the emitter, the middle one is the base, and the third terminal is collector. Holding like this. This is an IC 555 used as a timer or a trigger circuit. This is a motor with a shaft. When we rotate this, we can produce the change convert, or it is able to convert the mechanical energy into electrical energy at these 2 terminals. This is a buzzer where when connected across the circuit for the required amount of input, it gives a sound. This is a switch, a push switch, on and off. This is a piezo switch which is used for a pressure sensing. When we press it, the voltage is produced. This is a 9-volt battery DC supply which is used in the circuit. Now to make it the connection with the circuit, we use these connectors and connect across any circuit where the power supply is to be made. Welcome to the electronics laboratory. In this workshop, we will be teaching about the basic electronic circuits to understand the working of an electronic circuit where the output can be experienced through light or a sound. The first experiment that we have set up is the study of an LED circuit, where when LED circuit is connected to a simple circuit consisting of a resistor and a power supply with a proper polarity, the current flows through it and the LED glows. The application of this circuit could be as a continuity sensor, where we can have the circuit with two terminals which can be connected across any circuit to see the continuity. If the continuity is there, the LED will glow. If there is any break, the LED will not glow. The same circuit can be used as a humidity sensor or a water level sensor by connecting these two terminals across the water levels. So the LED will glow when there is a water level is reached, and it will not glow whenever there is a water level is below the marking. So it can be an application in the fields where when the water level is low, it can activate the circuit to switch on the water supply. The next circuit is a similar circuit where we are using a transistor switch to see the working of a circuit where working is checked through an LED. This wire is acting as a switch SW1. When this is connected as per the circuit given, the circuit is completed and the LED will glow. The same circuit can have the applications as shown in experiment 1 as a continuity circuit, or as a level detector, as a humidity sensor. The only difference here is we are using an additional switch, that is a 3-terminal device which is a transistor. The next circuit is the working of a circuit as a fuse indicator. When the fuse is connected in the circuit, the current flows through this and the LED is not glowing. When there is a break, that is whenever there is an overloading, the fuse will blow and LED will glow as an indicator that the fuse is blown off and the current starts flowing through the outer circuit and LED is switched on. And whenever the fuse is connected, the LED is not glowing. This is because a short circuit path is provided and the current flows through the short circuit path. The next application of an LED circuit is a light sensor. For a light sensor, we have a circuit which is using an LDR, which is a light detecting resistor. Whenever the light falls on this resistor, it reduces the resistance of the circuit and the LED will glow. So this is an LDR. When light is falling on it, the LED will glow. When we cover this LDR, the light is not falling on it and LED will not glow. The next application of an LED circuit is as a temperature sensor. So for a temperature sensor, we are using a thermistor. When the temperature over the thermistor increases, it reduces the resistance and the current starts flowing through the LED circuit and the LED glows. Another indicator that we have used in this circuit is a buzzer which glows along with it. So right now the circuit is not, LED is not glowing. That is, all the current that we have provided is not able to switch on the LED. Now when I increase the temperature of a thermistor, that is a temperature sensitive resistor, so you can clearly see as the temperature is increasing, the resistance is reducing, the LED glows and the buzzer is also switched on. The third circuit is using an LED, conversion of mechanical energy into an electrical energy, where mechanical energy is applied through a motor. That is, when you apply a force on the shaft, that is when you rotate the shaft, the mechanical energy being applied gets converted into electrical energy and the LED glows. If we rotate the shaft in the opposite direction, the LED does not glow. This is an indicator that LED, which is a diode, allows the current to flow in one direction and does not glow when the shaft is rotated in the opposite direction, but glows when it blows in a direction where the current is allowed to flow through it. The next application of an LED circuit is as a pressure sensor, where we are using a piezo sensors which converts the pressure into an electricity. That is, it is acting as a transducer. When the pressure is applied on this, you can see that LED is blinking. It is as per the pressure. The more the pressure is applied, higher will be the intensity of the light. The next circuit is a static electricity detector. Now in this, our body is having a static electricity. So when this is an antenna for detecting the electricity, when I touch this, the LED glows. Even if I don't touch it, when I bring my body near this, the LED is blinking. We can also demonstrate the presence of or detection of static electricity with the help of scale. If we touch the scale like this, there is no glowing of LED, but if I rub the scale on my head, a static electricity is generated and LED will glow. The next circuit of an LED is circuit activated by sound. Here we are using a mic which is acting as a transducer to convert the sound into an electricity. This works even with the speech, that is the sound which we are speaking, or with the clap. So this application of this circuit is as a clap detector. So it can be clearly seen with the sound, it is activated. With the clap, the circuit is activated. So in this set of experiments, we could understand the simple circuits which can be used to explain various principles which can be easily demonstrated using electronics, and hence can realize or experience the power of electronics to explain various concepts. Thank you.